What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. Hi guys, hello, hi, how are you? My name is Paris and this is Paris's Vlogs. So today we'll be talking about my first travel experience, flight travel experience. And my first travel experience, just to dive right in, was me coming to the UAE, and that was the very first time I'd be traveling. So it was quite an interesting one, so I thought I'd share with you guys. It was quite nerve-wracking as well. It was pretty scary, but it was also quite eye-opening experience, quite challenging, quite informative. And they say, actually what they say is, if you travel, like if you travel to different places of, in different parts of the world, you learn quite a lot, and that's quite true. So yeah, let me get right in. Yeah, so I was set to travel here um in search of a job, and a 1 month visa. Yeah, so 2 months prior to this travel, because traveling is something that requires your resources and quite a lot of planning, depending on different factors. So I had started planning for this for like 2 months before. So those 2 months was just me packing and unpacking and packing and unpacking. And 2 days were the 2 months felt like 2 days. It was just here. My flight ticket was here, and it was time for me to go, and it was quite overwhelming. But I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to the year before that, because I happened to travel at the beginning of the year, and at the end of the year I had actually because at that point we're not living in the city, so I had gone off to a overnight event, gospel event, and it was just a way of me gearing myself up for the flight and for the leaving, because I had not left my country before, and that was a scary thought. So, and I felt like, being a Christian as I am, if I went to this event, it would give me more motivation and have enough time to just speak to God and ask for all the strength I need, because I couldn't do it by myself. It was quite something. So I had gone off to the city, Nairobi, that is, for an overnight event gospel party, which was amazing, 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 amazing. I had the time of my life, just because I love music. I love, love, love music, and that's basically why part of my videos start with music. And that's gonna be a story for another day, but I really feel like music is very important. So just a minute, guys. So yeah, so I had gone for this event just also as a way of me saying, spending the last minutes with my friends and stuff like that. So yeah, I had gone with my friends. We had a lot of fun, and then we and this was also the first time I was going to uh, be present where there'll be a firework show. So when the clock hits midnight at this event, there was supposed to be a firework show for like that lasted, I think, about 30 minutes, because we're obviously crossing to the new year. So this was around December at that time. So it was actually December 31st. So yeah, I love the fireworks experience, and it was a lot of fuss for me at that point. And it kind of like set the pace for all the other first time things that were happening all together around that period. And so yeah, I had a lot of fun, and then we had to travel back, and oh my goodness, were we tired or were we exhausted? We were totally fatigued. So where we're living to where the party was like 4 hours distance. So on the second, and we hadn't slept the whole night, so on the second hour, like second 2 hours into the journey, we all blacked out. We completely blacked. We were tired basically. So And if you know me, you know I love my naps. So first and second days, I was just getting rest, and because I'd already prepared for this flight thing. So, and I was traveling on the 3 days after that. So on my third day, I made sure I have everything ready. And then we have my mom who feels that we need to be there if it's possible at 6 a.m. Thank goodness it's not possible because we lived very far from the airport. But we traveled 4 hours again back to the city because that's where the airport is. And I had carried my bags and I had excessively packed. I don't get it because you know when you're packing and I don't know if this is just for me, but I'm always feeling like everything is useful, everything is important. I cannot choose between which one is important and which one is less important. Like I can't. So I just tend to carry everything, and I was overpacked. So I overcarried, and we had a lot of suitcases to drag. Yeah. So on our way, we were to meet my uncles before I caught my flight, and we caught up over some lunch, but I wasn't eating, guys. I wasn't eating. My stomach was already feeling like it's it's left the country already because I was feeling very overwhelmed and very nervous, full of butterflies, just because I had left the country for the first time. This was the first time I was leaving the country, right? And then on top of that, I was going to another country. I had no idea what the other country would be like. I had no idea if the sun is blue. I had no idea if it ever gets dark there, because if you haven't traveled, you really don't know. I was feeling nervous just because it wasn't something I was used to, and I'm a person who gets comfortable after a while when we're referring to something new. So for me, this was new and it made me very uncomfortable. Let's just say. In fact, there are people who think I don't talk. Isn't that funny that me myself and I don't talk? Thing is, if I am not like very familiar and comfortable with you, then you'll probably think I'm very quiet. But if you know me and I know you and we know each other, and I'm gonna talk my lungs out. Like I'm just that person who's very bubbly, but I have to be comfortable. So yeah. Anyway, that's being besides the point. So I was very nervous. People ate, my uncles ate, and then we're headed to the airport. And then at this point, I'm just feeling like Paris. So you know what? Let me just tell you something. The truth is, I'm having a meeting with myself at this point. Yeah, I'm feeling like Paris. You know, if you wanna back out, it's never too late. By the way, just say you don't want to go. You know, they can't force you at this point. Just say you don't want to go. And then my other person in my head is saying, no, 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 Paris, you've come too far. How come you're not going? And then, so yeah, I get checked in. At this point, I'm saying my goodbyes. And by the way, I'm not a person who's a person of goodbyes. Personally, me, myself, and we, we don't like goodbyes. I feel like the world would be a better place if there was no goodbyes. But so yeah, I say my goodbyes, and at this point, I'm just feeling like my heart jumped. It's on my throat, about to come out. Because it can't take the pressure and everything. But yeah, so I get checked in, and at this point I've said my goodbyes, and my mom and my uncle have already left. So I'm at this place where I'm waiting, and my flight wasn't a direct one actually. So we were supposed to go through Addis Ababa to Dubai, because at that point I think Ethiopia Airlines was the one that was more reasonable to take. So in terms of prices, so yeah, so we took the Ethiopian Airlines, and I was there waiting for my flight, and then my flight was called out. So I go there and get my passage, my way in, and they're checking my hand on carriage and all these things, and just 1,000, no, not 1,000, I mean billion of thoughts are going through my mind. So I'm trying to breathe. At the point where you're told to board the plane, I'm trying to breathe my last breath just in case I happen to not come back to to Kenya and something happens to me while I'm away. And at this point, while I'm walking to the plane, because like there's a way you walk to the plane. So at this point, while I'm walking to board the plane, I'm just feeling like these are the longest steps of my life. I have never had to walk this long. No, that's just me being nervous, but you know, I was feeling very nervous about it. So, and then finally we board the plane, and then it starts to move, and I'm like, oh my goodness, oh, oh, why is life so difficult? At this point, I'm thinking this exactly. The fact that I'm going back there, it just makes me feel exactly what I was feeling. Like I'm more reliving what happened because it was happening to me. So you'll find me giggling a lot. So okay, so and then the plane starts to move, and then it moves a little. I'm like, oh, okay, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as people say it is. And then it properly faces the runway. I'm like, damn it. Paris, look at what you got yourself into. Just look. And while the plane is facing the runway, I'm like, Paris, this is about time you and life face each other. I'm just feeling like I'm facing life just like the plane is facing the runway. At this point, I'm like, oh gosh, I can't do it. So, and then the plane starts to move really fast. At this point, I'm feeling like my head is being like it's being left behind, and the rest of the body is moving. My stomach is feeling terrible. So aside from being nervous and everything, I'm feeling nauseatic. I feel like my I was feeling terrible. I was very nervous about it as well. So after a while, then it stabilizes and we stop moving too fast, and I stop feeling like the force is too much. So I start enjoying myself. Like I said, guys, it's all about being comfortable. So at this point, I'm getting comfortable. I'm watching a video. I'm watching some movies. Sorry, we had some screens, so I was watching some movies just to keep me busy. I wasn't on my phone just because when you're flying so high, there's no like network coverage there. So the only option is if you use Wi-Fi. And I also at this point did not have like um, a charger with me, so there's no way I could have charged my phone. So I just wanted to spare the energy of the phone just in case, you know. So yeah, so we're flying. I think from Nairobi to Addis Ababa is like maybe 3 hours or 4. I'm not sure. At this point, I had taken off at around probably 5:30, 6 o'clock. So by around 10, we were landing at the Ethiopian airport, and I'm very nervous. And Ethiopia is actually pretty cold, like more cold than it is in Kenya, because it felt cold at that point when I was leaving. I think it was a little bit of summer in Kenya, so it was a bit warmer. But when I went to Ethiopia, it was cold. I was freezing. So the Ethiopian airport is very big actually. So these places, if you're having connecting flights like I was, you're supposed to wait, and connecting flights so many, so you have to be sure of where you were. But me being the lost sheep, I was just following people where they were going. When people look like when people look like we're going the same direction, and then I realized at this point I might as well just miss my flight if I keep following people. So I better ask. So I asked, and I was shown the direction, and then I was actually on the wrong floor. It was supposed to be on ground floor. So I go all the way to the ground floor, and I'm waiting. So at this point, then I hear they said that my flight was delayed. It's gonna be like half an hour delay. So I'm just there waiting, chilling. I'm just like, wow. At this point now, I start feeling my hunger. Because I had not eaten before, and even I hadn't even had breakfast. I couldn't digest it. My stomach was like, no, Paris, not today, not today. So yeah, and yeah, so we board the plane again, and here we are in Dubai. At this point, I had already taken pictures of clouds as many times as I could. Just because I felt like, you know, clouds represent me. They're so white, they're so pretty, they're so high above there. I feel like they're so yeah. I took pictures, which is a by the way, and then we land in Dubai. So anyhow, so we reached Dubai, and I was supposed to meet a cousin that I had never met before. So she was the one who was supposed to pick me up from the airport, which super crazy when you're flying for the first time. Okay, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what you'll be doing, you don't know how you'll be getting there because you've never flown before, and at this point you're even waiting for someone you have never met before to pick you up from the airport. It's just it's terrifying, it's nerve-wracking, it's anxiety feeling, it's a lot of things. So at this point, we landed, and the airport is beautiful, beautiful. Again, Paris is here like a lost ship, just following people who seem like they know where they're going. And at this point, I'm just I'm just following people to where they're going. Fortunately, in the Dubai airport, like, there's a lot of directions, so you cannot get lost. They're showing you directions to connecting flight, directions to arrivals. There's, like, everything is just there. So fortunately, I could see that, and I followed my way to where people are checking, are arriving and giving their passport so that they can be allowed to get through the airport. So at this point, I'm getting checked, and then I happen to see these people, these human beings, guys. I cannot. At some point, I felt like they were really not human beings, because these people, they're dressed in white, white, pure white, crystal white, whatever you associate white with, white long dresses, yeah, and they happen to be light skinned as well, and everything about them just looks perfect. And then on top of this white long gowns, they're wearing something like a durag on their head, almost like a veil, but it's not a veil for guys. And these are guys, remember, these are guys, yeah. And they're wearing, oh my goodness, they're wearing like sort of durags. I'm not sure what it's called. I don't know what they call it, but it's sort of a durag, but it's very long, white also. So we're taking a white gown, white long kanzu. They call it kanzu. White long kanzu with white durag that I don't know what they call, and then with sort of a black thing around it, which you just place on your head. So, and it has two long strings. I think this is where you adjust it if you want it to be very tight, and if you don't, then you loosen it from there. So it's everything white with a touch of black. So guys, I love white. First of all, I love white. White is very classic and it's very pretty. And then that aside, I associate white with angels. I don't know if it's just me, but when we used to be tiny, we used to play this plays. we would make these plays in church, of the Christmas story, and the angels would always be the one who's playing the angel would always have to be dressed in pure full white. So at this point, I'm just thinking I might possibly have taken maybe a flight to maybe heaven, maybe. Because these people, they're perfect. They're so perfect, they might look like a picture instead of being real life. Everything about them is perfect. The eyebrows is perfect. The beards are perfect. Everything. Their eyes look like, like dolls, doll eyes. Those people who played with dolls, me. They look really, really, really good. So then after a while, then I realized, oh, these are actually the locals. They go by the name Emiratis, and if you've watched my videos before, you already know this. The Emiratis, and this is how they dress. And the guys, well, the skin is moisturized, the teeth are whitened, the nails are manicured, the brows are cut. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna put in a picture of one of them here, just so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. And I had not met this kind of people before, so obviously I was shook, I was surprised, I was flabbergasted, it was jaw dropping and all those kind of things. So yeah, so they check me in, and at this point I'm looking at some weird thing. They asked me to look through a camera that I think checks my eyeball if it's in comparison to my passport. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe they were collecting my debt. I have no idea at this point. Yeah, so so yeah, we go in, and at this point it really felt like heaven, guys, because the like the height of the buildings. It's just exactly what I thought buildings in heaven would be like. Very tall, very high, very wide. Anyhow, I think you get my point by now. So then I've left this place, and there's still these directions on the wall, on the roofs, hanging down, so you can know where you get your baggage and everything. So then after I'm done with everything, security checks and stuff, and I've taken my baggage, where people are, like arrivals are coming out through, where if someone is coming to pick you up, they'll pick you up from there. And guys, I'm meeting someone I've never met before, and then there's a way you'll know someone who is your family member or who you're related to just by virtue of how they look. And then they say blood is thicker than water, so I feel like even this blood just attracts you to them. So at this point, I had not felt this kind of attraction at all. No. There was nobody definitely related to me there at that point when I was arriving. So I start panicking again. I'm like, what? Hey, my friend, this is how you get lost in a foreign land. At this point, my cousin had actually not arrived. So I start calling my mom, and it's 3 a.m. in the morning at this point. It's 4 a.m. in Dubai, which means it was 3 a.m. in Kenyan time. And I'm feeling like my mom had not even slept. She's just been nervous, and like I was any less nervous. We were both nervous at the same time. Even the way like you travel overnight, you catch some sleep. Nothing. I had no sleep. Me, the one who loves sleep, had no sleep. It tells you something. Something is amiss. Something is definitely amiss. So yeah, so I call my mom, and she tells me, oh, wait, you've arrived properly. You've arrived safely. And she's telling me that my cousin is saying she's on the way, she's there, she's already there. And I'm like, but I cannot see her. And then I get a call coming in, and then I tell my mom, I'm gonna call you later. So at this point I realize it's my cousin calling me, because it was a UAE number, and also I had her number, her WhatsApp number. So obviously so she, at this point when I'm trying to pick the call and I'm talking to her, someone is coming on my beside me and asking me, where do you want to go, madam, my friend? People are just calling me my friend. I'm like, me? I'm your friend? Since when I was your friend? Again, guys, this is just me being new, because here when you come, everybody is your friend. Everybody who does not even look like your friend can be your friend, could be your friend, is your friend. Everybody refers to everybody here as my friend. So I'm just giving them a very stern looking face, like, don't talk to me, I'm not your friend. That was me. And then all of a sudden I see my cousin. I just turn behind me. At this point I'm talking to her, and then I'm like, Miss, I cannot see you, Miss Kuoni. That's in Swahili. I cannot see you. And then she tells me I'm wearing a red jacket, and I'm a red tracksuit, and I'm telling her I'm also wearing a red jacket and red shoes. Guys, I just wore red just to make sure I'm very visible from all corners of the airport. Guys, you cannot miss red ever. So I was just there with my red jacket and my red shoes, just to make sure she didn't miss me. So when I turn, then I see her, and my heart just starts beating again. It just starts functioning properly again. Now I can feel oxygen running through my It was pretty scary, guys. It was quite a lot, but I felt like I wouldn't let the thought of not knowing, or the thought of being nervous just stop me, because I felt like this was going to be an opportunity for me to do something with myself, or for myself, for my future. And that's why I was resilient about it. And to be honest, to come all the way here, like for anybody who's living away from home, it takes a lot of resilience, it takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of adapting to change and everything. But yeah, I did it. Of course, with God I did it, and so far so good. I feel like now it's beginning to unfold, like my reason of coming here and the purpose behind which God allowed me to come here is actually coming through, and I'm so glad and excited about that. I cannot wait to see what He has in store. Because for instance, if I was not here, I probably might have not started my YouTube channel, because after I came here, then I became a very huge fan of YouTube and watching YouTube videos, and I feel like that's part of why I'm here, because I strongly believe, if you give time to anything and everything, it will grow. Whatever you give your time to, it will always grow. And I've given a lot of time, be it good, be it bad, it will grow. And I feel like the fact that I've given a lot of my time to watching a lot of YouTube videos, this is why I was like, I think I wanna do this. I wanna see how it goes. So everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a good purpose, and for those who believe in the Lord, everything, the good and the bad, will always turn out for you good. And that's it, guys. That's my story for today. And yeah, you guys be good. May God keep you. May God restore you. May God revive your dreams. May God protect you. And I will be seeing you on my next video chat, on my next YouTube vlog. Bye bye. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. We're at 100 views. Yay! I cannot believe that 100 people that have been watched 100 times, that 100 people took time to watch me, or people have watched my videos 100 times. It's very mind-blowing. I'm so thankful, guys. I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.